Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. A very big thank you to everyone, like every single one out there, to all the new Patreon members, to all the new members who've joined the channel, to everyone who's been leaving me messages the last couple of days. I just needed a break. I make a video every single day and have done so for I think the past 4 years. I think over the course of 4 years, I've maybe taken 3 like actual vacations or time off. And a lot of times you might not know this, even if I'm traveling, especially years ago when travel was possible, I would actually still make videos while vacationing. So I needed a couple of days to myself. Not going to spend all this time talking about the situation, but just to, you know, I'm good. Just needed some time off. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. I mean, even on a normal day, there's a lot going on within the cryptocurrency space. But of course, I leave for 48 hours and the whole place explodes. XRP has skyrocketed in price. I haven't, and I was just telling this to my friend, hello, I haven't checked prices. I haven't been on the computer. I haven't really done anything crypto related at all. And last night I actually had a dream. I'm not joking. I promise you. I had a dream that I was actually even making videos in my dream, which means that this is like a core part of my life, whether I want it to be or not. And I had a dream that XRP had actually gone up like significantly. It was 96 cents in my dream, and it made no sense. I was like, you were just 30 cents. I don't understand how this happened. I woke up, turned on the computer, saw the prices, and it was 2 cents away from what I saw in my dream, which I thought was also actually kind of weird. Anyway, so yeah, XRP has skyrocketed in price. And I know sometimes I said in other videos, I say jump, I say pumped, I say risen, I say skyrocket, and people go, it's only up by 79%. That's not a skyrocket. I'm not sure what skyrocket then means to you. However, you know, it has grown by a lot in a very short period of time. It says Ripple price leaves dust in its wake as bulls focus on settling above $1. My friend told me that yesterday it actually hit $1.09, which I find interesting because none of my friends were mentioning anything crypto in the last couple of days. It says XRP tops a 3-year high above $1 amid new turn in Ripple lawsuit. So I think it's 2 things that are heavily influencing why this might have actually occurred. It says Ripple Labs has been granted access to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission documents expressing the agency's interpretation or views of the subject of crypto assets. According to Law 360, U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn granted the defendants motion in large part determining that SEC minutes or memos concerning crypto are likely discoverable. Netburn asserted staff-to-staff email communications do not need to be produced. So I think the idea was, and maybe it says it even somewhere inside of this one as well, years ago, a lot of the cryptocurrency assets were declared as certain things. I can't remember the exact situation when it happened, but I think at some point someone declared XRP to be a currency. And I can't remember exactly when it was. I don't know if it was the Fed. I don't know if it was the IMF, but something around 2016, 2017, there was no discussion of anything security at all. A large part of this also has to do with the fact that, and I mean, you know, have fun reading the screen if you so care to do so, is that the people from Ripple, I assume, and also I think I read as well, are like, hey, why after all those, same thing I said in the other video when they had the lawsuit against them. It's one thing to say the entire idea of the lawsuit is you've been selling unregistered securities to the public and therefore you're a bad person. And I was like, that's cool. However, the former head of the SEC did it on his last day of work, not a week before, not even a year before. If you were having a problem with the Ripple company and you knew that they were selling something that should not have been sold to the American public, and therefore you also allowing the American public to be damaged by this thing that Ripple is selling, why not stop them in 2016 or 2017, have a discussion with them and say, hey, this is what we think you're doing wrong. This place is this, you know, this, the whole crypto space is brand new. Come have a talk with us, sign some documents, yada, yada, yada. But you wait for the last day to do that. And also, once again, why wait for that long? So I think they'll now have access to their documents to see exactly what the SEC declared them as. I don't know. It's all over the place. This is very popular news at the moment, as you might have expected. I'm trying to look for the exact. Yeah. Law 360 reports that Garlinghouse's counsel, Matthew Solomon, believes it may be game over for the SEC suit should they find evidence the regulator has deemed XRP akin to Bitcoin or Ether. There were a lot of documents. I know a lot of you weren't here in 2018 when the security discussion started to come up. A lot of documents were produced from the SEC, from the CFTC, whoever, regulator, basically stating, we believe that cryptocurrencies fall under this category. And it was always like BTC, ETC, XRP, and LTC, kind of like in the same bunch in the actual document. This is why it also doesn't make sense why XRP was targeted. I mean, it doesn't. Sorry, can't help it. The point is, I think it's that. And also the news that we got about 2.5, 3 weeks ago at this point, that cryptocurrency exchanges can definitely relist XRP because the lawsuit is not against them. So I assume the speculation, and also just do what's right. Stop wasting so much time. Just relist the coin so we can kind of all get past this, because the entire XRP saga has been going on for way too long. Like, I've stopped caring about it, not explicitly, but it's more like just, you know, let's literally move on from it. Also inside of this news bubble as well, it says Ethereum price prediction. Ethereum retest $2,140. Prepares for a breakout later today. Like, as in today. Like, a lot of the coins looked quite poised to move up a lot higher. Bitcoin also looks exactly the same. It's very weird. Cardano to accelerate significantly, says analyst Michael van de Poppe. Here are the crucial levels to watch. Also expecting Cardano to pop up. Binance coin sets a new all-time high, about $410. I think we were talking about it when it was $200, $250, then $300. And I think the last time we were all together, I think it was $330. It says while Bitcoin fails to break past 60,000 US dollars, a lot of people, where is it? There we go. It says for a reason alt season 2021 has officially started. This normally happens when Bitcoin's dominance just really doesn't hold up anymore. And altcoins began to surge. We really dug into it. The entire cryptocurrency market had a market cap of around 1.2 trillion. That was the last time we really spoke about it. Then it was around 1.5 trillion. No one really, it's not as significant, if you will, but I think we are now at $1.95 trillion. That is in part to Bitcoin having fallen by around $2,000. And altcoins just completely pumping. There's a lot of upgrades for stuff coming. Cardano has a lot of the smart contracts, NFT platforms, things rolling out. XRP has a whole bunch of stuff going on with it, especially with their own NFT platform and smart contracts that they've been trying to initiate. Same exact thing with EOS, which was also pumping. They all have something going on, but it appears as though if they're going to continue moving higher. I think this would even continue even if Bitcoin moved higher as well. It says Bitcoin corrects below 58,000. I think it's at 58,400 or something like that. It said, but here's why uptrend is still intact. Nothing is wrong with Bitcoin. Nothing has happened negatively with Bitcoin. The all-time high we hit was 61,500, and we are 4,000 below that. Nothing detrimental has happened to the network. It's still running. It's still moving. It's been going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 12 years. Tons of people are still buying into it. Institutions still love it. You're still buying it probably with you and your friends. You understand. So at some point, we are going to see Bitcoin move back up. I'm shrugging because at this point, it's like we can only receive... We've had at least 9 weeks of incredible Bitcoin adoption news, and the price hasn't moved anywhere. So it's going to do it at once. At some point, it'll move up, but altcoins will just simply... make the gains that Bitcoin is not making. Anyway, that's all the price news. A lot of price news. A lot of price news over the last 12 hours or so, because the market altcoins continue to pump higher. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, according to a new report issued by JP Morgan, the volatility often acquainted, with Bitcoin has been declining over the past few weeks. This in turn could lead to further institutions looking to get their fingers on the world's #1 digital currency by market cap. So Bitcoin is going to be volatile for a while. This we know, this we have seen, this we can only assume will continue. We had news like this a couple of months ago, and I also thought that was kind of weird. It was also when Bitcoin was just trending completely solid. Remember when it was like 5 weeks where Bitcoin was just going sideways? I mean, there was not even an up or down. It was like every day, the furthest it would go down was like 0.19%, and I sat there looking at the screen like, why you no move? It was just very, very weird. And that's when we also started getting reports from other institutions basically saying, hey, Bitcoin's really stable. This could be a good time for people to get in as well. And that may be exactly what's happening. I'm not sure if it's just mathematical algorithms that are pushing the price to be as stable or somewhere near where it currently is. We're not going to get to a stable Bitcoin price until we pass by around $500,000 to $1 million Bitcoin. I mean, when everyone is in the market and people continue to buy more and more and more, just desperately trying to get as many Satoshis as possible, that's when the market will be stable, if you will. We won't have any 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 movements in the market. We'll have like 0.5%, 1%, and that'll be as dramatic as it gets. We are going to be the same exact way in the stock market. Like you ever watch the news when the stock market is on and it's like, oh boy, it's a red day and it's gone by like it's 0.3%. It's gone down and you're like, that's not a lot. I mean, compared to crypto. It says over the past 8 months, the world has been privy to increased institutional activity in the crypto space. Many large-scale companies such as MicroStrategy, Massachusetts Mutual, and Tesla have sought to purchase large amounts of Bitcoin, which has ultimately helped the cryptocurrency's price increase tenfold over a relatively short period of time. Anything stand out there? Anything? Yeah, that one. Weird. I know MicroStrategy, I know Tesla, but I don't remember ever having news of Massachusetts Mutual. I looked around, and lo and behold, this actually did happen. This happened December 10th of last year. It says 169-year-old Mass Mutual invests $100 million in Bitcoin. I feel like that should have been a lot more significant, and I do not remember having that news enter our space, if you kind of want to say that. Yeah, so that also did happen. I guess the news is that JP Morgan, here's the actual article from MSN about the thing that JP Morgan said. A decline in Bitcoin's volatility makes it more attractive to institutions and supports a $130,000 long-term price target, JP Morgan says. How interesting it would be to be a fly on the wall or a key inside the computer. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just to hear these discussions that they're having, because they're clearly, there's far too much attention from banks for me to believe that banks are not deep into the space. The fact that we keep getting price predictions from them telling us that other institutions are getting into it, them telling us that institutions and banks are selling off their gold to buy Bitcoin. I want to know their numbers. I would love to know if we had a JP Morgan last year telling us that Bitcoin could hit $300,000 this year. I wonder what their charts say for the next 10 years. I would, once again, fly on the wall kind of thing, just to see exactly where they think this is all going. Because I read another article, I don't think it's in this video, where this guy was like, yeah, I give it 5 years and gold will basically be a non-factor anymore. And Bitcoin's market cap will have skyrocketed past $10 trillion just absorbing gold. So I wonder. Banks' appetite for Bitcoin increases as Bitcoin volatility declines. This was said by JP Morgan. Quite fascinating indeed. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Crypto Quant CEO Ki-Young Ju is revealing that nearly $500 million, nearly $1 billion worth of Ethereum was withdrawn from crypto exchange Coinbase in the past week. In a tweet, the head of the blockchain data provider suggested that 400,000 Ether, worth around $800 million, moved out of Coinbase may have been fueled by institutional demand for the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. I'm going to assume, listen, there aren't many normal people right now, and I say that as I am also a normal person, who can afford an entire Ether. I have a very strange feeling anyone or anything transferring out 400,000 Ether just from Coinbase was probably an institution. Surprise. He said 400,000 Ether. That's a lot of Ether. 400,000 Ether flowed out of Coinbase a few days ago. Speculative guess institutions are now buying Ether. This would also make sense because we kept on hearing the news from Grayscale. And there was one other company. It was mainly Grayscale, but there's one other company who was also talking about buying Ether as well. A lot of people are betting on Ether simply because it is the second largest blockchain. It is one of the most secure, if you will, proof of stake wise. And the entire allure that we've seen before over the last couple of years, if you have not been here, if you do not remember, Vitalik Buterin has had a lot of discussions with world leaders who have come out saying, hey, we like Ethereum. A lot of countries have talked about building their laws or building, not supply chains, but recording things that have happened within their government or within their transactions, or as, you know, as trade is happening on top of Ethereum. That's quite significant because you then have all your information on this blockchain, and you also in a way make sure that it kind of succeeds or continues on so that your data is also safe and secure. It's not something light for anyone, especially a country, to start building things on top of a platform that they think could potentially just disappear over the next 2 to 3 years. So I just assume this was definitely a mega institution. Here's the actual tweet. It says 400K ETH flowed out of Coinbase a few days ago. Speculative guess institutions are now buying Ether. I think they've been buying for a very long time, but Bitcoin kind of is the face of the market. So we're going to get a lot of more Bitcoin news. It's also a very clever way for institutions to be able to accumulate. You know, if they're not paying attention to that coin, you know, I can buy that coin. Anyway, that's the, of course, institutions are buying Ethereum because it's Ethereum news, especially with the news that we got at some point this year. We're going to have the transaction update, which will allow us to be able to allegedly have thousands of transactions per second on Ethereum through the other layer. But they're trying to get like proper consensus for the network so that there's no hard fork and that there's not a new baby Ethereum running around out there. And then what was the other thing? Oh gosh, not the staking thing. There's something else also happening with the proposed idea of having an Ethereum hard cap, in that the amount of Ether that can be created is kind of, it can go on forever, same as fiat. But Vitalik has mentioned twice now the idea that potentially they may put a cap on the amount of Ether. And the rumored number was, I think, 140 million. I don't know if that's going to be the exact number. But if at some point they decide to get cheeky and go, hey, well, you know, we have 137 million Ether out there and we're going to cap it at 140 million. Well, then, you know, the bull run definitely begins because there's only so much Ether left to be able to accumulate. Anyway, that's the Ethereum moving through computers news. And let's move on. Also in mega news that I think the crypto market is just kind of fatigued with because no one actually cares. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says China creates its own digital currency, a first for major economy. Yes, so it has been created. I think we knew this before, but I think now it is live, if you will. This is what we heard was going to happen. It says a cyber yuan stands to give Beijing power to track spending in real time, plus money that isn't linked to the dollar-dominated global financial system. This has, of course, been their plan for ever. Nobody really wants to be under the thumb of the US dollar, especially not forever, because, you know, you are required to do everything in the US dollar because of all these treaties that happened 98,000 years ago. On top of that, and I can't really read the entirety of the article because it's one of those like, hey, you want to pay more to read kind of thing. Me and my friends were discussing it. There was a tweet somewhere and, like, you know, a little thing about it, basically saying, and I'm not sure why this is, you know, frazzling a lot of people, is that allegedly, in times of economic crisis, any country with a central bank digital currency would, in theory, be able to simply send out a text or send out a message to everyone on their smartphone. Hey, the economy is not doing too good. You have a week to spend your money or it's going to be frozen. How do you boost the economy in 7 days? You tell people the money that you have that we need to be able to boost the economy back up once again, you got to spend it. And that will cause people to accelerate. It's the same exact thing, or the idea of a negative interest rate. Well, you know, if your money's in the bank, you know, the bank's going to be taking it anyway. So you're incentivized to spend your money so that you're not losing it. I mean, not even air quotes. It's a double-edged sword. You either give it to the bank for free, or you go to the store and buy some stuff that you don't really need when you were trying to save your money. So yeah, it's here. We've been talking about this, I think, for so long, and even on this channel. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. We heard before 2 or 3 years ago during I think it was a senatorial hearing. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't really matter. Where they were discussing the prospects of Facebook's cryptocurrency. And they were saying if there was a digital US dollar, would one, in essence, in theory, be able to have a bright red button that says, hey, the economy's in trouble, hit red button. And they were like, yeah, of course. It's all digital. And for those of you who don't know, in this economy right here, everything goes through your smartphone. I've mentioned it has to be 7 times already. It's not tinfoil hat. It is just how things actually are. Everything runs through the phone. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, no matter what you buy, no matter who you are talking to, it goes through, I believe, 3 apps, which are all connected together, and they are controlled by them, the mega centralized entities. So it's going to be fascinating how the world develops. That's the nice way of me saying it. Anyway, major news, but I think within the cryptocurrency space, I would hope, like a big hope, in some sort of way that people within crypto understand that this is why, part of why, not the entire reason why, but why decentralized cryptocurrencies and why Bitcoin are so powerful and so popular. It's not just the money. It's a big part of it. But it's also because, you know, of things like this. Anyway, that's that news. And let's move on. In mega big news, and I'm shocked that this didn't happen already, Square, Coinbase, and Fidelity, companies owned by some of the fintech's top guns, along with other leading crypto companies, are joining forces to lead the industry into a better regulatory environment. The 3 firms intend to achieve this by creating a Bitcoin trade group. The main goal is quite simple: carry out projects and research centered around the industry, outline the rewards of digital currencies, and promote them within the global market, and seek to influence policymakers. There was something like this a couple of years ago, but I guess maybe I'm sure they're still doing their work. I assume they're not waving their flag like, woo, look at what we did. Look how much money we gave away. It was the Gemini twins and a couple of other companies. It was the, I think Ripple and a couple, you know, there were a whole bunch of little groups, like lobbying groups, if you will, whose main goal was to go to regulators or to go around the world, basically championing, talking about the benefits of cryptocurrencies and the space and how not to be afraid of it, because a lot of countries, especially back then, were quite mortified at the idea of something that they just simply did not own or control. This is an assumption, but I do assume at this point, nearly every country is into it in some sort of way. I think if you want to give like a realistic number, it is probably around 30 to 35% of lawmakers around the world. That is collectively, all of them in a box, 30 to 35% of them probably own crypto in some sort of way. A lot of people who, I personally feel that these people have had their hand in the cookie jar for quite a while. And now it's just a matter of, you know, the law really fitting or mimicking exactly what's happening behind the scenes, because you don't have this many institutions. Once again, Fidelity, New York Stock Exchange, you know, it's like 13 names on the list. Getting into crypto without lawmakers inquiring, hey, I saw you guys made a big purchase. You guys are doing so-and-so. Explain this to me. And they explain it and they go, okay, how do I buy some as well? That's how things go. It's kind of the news that we had like 2 years ago where Russia was trying to restrict normal people, actual everyday people, from being able to own crypto, but anyone else, I think, with a net worth of a couple million could easily do so. And it's like, oh, that's very convenient for them. Very popular news. No one should be surprised. I assume this will go off without a hitch. I assume this will, you know, bring us into a new age of greater regulation, which is, I think, something that we can also kind of expect as well, as far as nothing more stringent, nothing more tightly controlled, but I'm expecting laws to begin to change around taxation, the holding of, you know, if you hold it for a certain amount of time, then, you know, your taxes are lower, or if you do so and so and so, it's more tax efficient for you, or if you put it into this space, or if you put it into so and so, or if you invest it in this way, you know, you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, that's the Fidelity, Square, and Coinbase news, a Bitcoin trade group. I assume many other companies will be latching onto them relatively soon to try and spread the influence of all of this. And yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, I'm not going to even read an enormous amount of this, but just understand that this is happening, because I've been trying to tell people for a while that it was going to happen, and I don't even think we've reached the actual bottom of the barrel yet. It says non-fungible token assets and collectibles are starting to see sales decline, and interest in NFTs are dropping as well. Additionally, it's being said that an oversupply of NFTs may hurt the market, according to James Surowecki, the author of The Wisdom of Crowds. I know they're very tempting. I've been looking at them myself. I'll tell you that right now. I've just been really surprised. There are a lot of artists who I follow, not NFT artists, but like just, you know, paper artists. I buy prints, who have kind of moved into the NFT space. And I've seen that normally you can buy a print, piece of paper, for around anywhere from $45, $55, sometimes, you know, $200, $250, depending on the size of the print or the edition size. These same artists are now selling NFTs $700, $3,000. And it's like, why the, I get the greed, but it's just not. Anyway, so, yes, as we mentioned before, and I will probably mention this again in the next couple of days, a lot of people who purchased NFTs for $6,000, $70,000, $220,000, these are all real numbers, are having trouble selling off their NFTs once again. Surprise! I saw something yesterday. I hope this woman sold her JPEG. This woman purchased something, I think, for $3,000. Some image. I think a couple days later, it was valued at over $100,000, and then I think a day later, somebody offered her $1 million for it, and she was like, listen, bless her heart. She was like, no, I'm going to hold on to it because I assume somewhere down the line it'll be worth a lot more. And the inside of me screamed quite loud because I was like, lady, it's $1 million. You know, there's a greed ceiling, and you got to really get to it, because it even gets to a point where no one's going to want to buy your JPEG for $7,000 that you also purchased for. So, I think a lot of people think that this market will go up forever. It's not. Nothing goes up forever. There is always a decline period or a decline point, especially when it's not even a bubble. People were, he sold some NFT for $7, and I think an hour later it was resold for $350,000. Can you imagine buying a house? Let's say you manage to find a good deal. You buy a house for $300,000. You step in through the doorway, and the realtor knocks back on the door, and she goes, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, we just got an offer for $45 million for the house." You would look at her like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah. You want to sell it? Nah, I think I'm going to wait till the value goes higher. It's this really weird, anyway. So, just be aware that this news is all over the place. It says NFT hype running out of steam as prices crash. They're going to continue to crash. I hope that in the future we do get a proper NFT market. I mentioned that before. I think the idea of owning anything digital or digital scarcity it's a brand new topic for all of us, because it still seems quite weird. But I would like to have actual, once again, it's a JPEG. If you are selling a piece of paper for $200, price your NFTs at $10 because it's a JPEG. I'm still having to pay for a digital image that someone can copy and paste and put onto another blockchain, so make it a bit more realistic. But when prices do, and I mean are obliterated, I'll start buying them. But until then, I hope that you have, hopefully, been wise with thy money and have not purchased these things for insane amounts. You understand what I saith. As always, a very big thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University. M, just the letter M. Stefan Dirks. Not Brain. Captain Something in the Z Waylay. Crypto Black Sheep. AJ Cut 5. And Carlos was like Speedy 655, Mo Barazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Style, Pattern Noster, Conan Doskip, Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik, Banana, Auspicious Agile, and Blockchain. It feels like I haven't been here in a year. It's really weird. As I'm reading the names, I'm like, wow, that sounds familiar. Have I done this before? Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader. Okay, that's what it says. The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, More Hamaroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto, nope, no, Bankroll Network, I wasn't even close, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien Satsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mann, Jellavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto. Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mom's Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. All right, I can do the last 20 of them. I think I'm doing pretty well. Thank you all immensely for all of your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members who've been rolling in the last couple of days. I can't thank you enough. I think it's impossible. I can try and give you a digital hug, but it just seems kind of awkward for both of us because, you know, it's digital. Thank you to everyone who was concerned about my absence. No, I really needed a break. Like it was just so much. It's everything. It's the last year. It's the market. It's everything together. Kind of was like, dude, just take a break, kind of thing. Thank you to everyone who left a comment, who left a thumbs up. I do appreciate all of these things. At the moment, Bitcoin is at 57,650. It is down by 1.9%. Ethereum is down by 2%. I'm not sure what all these movements are. I a lot of times feel that these are completely coordinated. These like heavy slam downs, because, you know, why else? What's all this? Why is all this happening? I think these are meant to drag the rest of the market down or to raise Bitcoin's dominance. But I think the altcoins have kind of, I think they have just had enough. Everyone's ready for the market to move up. Binance Coin is up by 4.6%. XRP is at 98 cents. I assume, should we get some more good news over the course of the day, even this week, I assume we'll try and hit a $1.20 XRP for, and that number's in my head for some reason, and I think that's where we'll kind of float around until we have the next leg up. Cardano's up by 2%, Litecoin's up by 3%. Yeah, this is all meant to move the market down, and it's really funny because Cardano actually bucked the entire trend when everything was going down and kind of shot up. I was at $1.25. Good for you, Cardano. Good for you. Chainlink is up by 3%. Theta is up by 13%. Lumens is down by 6%. Filecoin is down by 13%. You can't have that hype forever. I think the Filecoin hype was from Grayscale, adding their trust to it. It can't go up forever. It's still just Filecoin. Dogecoin is up by 2.4%. I assume Elon Musk sneezed very hard into the air. Tron is down by 15%. I want to see if BitTorrent token is also down. Yeah, also down by 17%. That was some type of a Wall Street pump. There was no Tron news, no BitTorrent news. That should have, especially no BitTorrent. BitTorrent news before all this was coin number 60. How did it move to coin number 19? Based off of what? Solana's up by 8%. VeChain Thor is up by 6%. Monero's up by 3.7%. Neo's up by 2%. Yeah, a lot of the okay, well, I mean, I guess 2 days does make a difference as far as price-wise. Holochain is down by 13%. Celsius Network is up by 16% on $15 million of trading volume. I don't think that's going to last. Pancake, jeez Louise. Somebody named a coin Pancake and people were like, that sounds cool. I think I'll buy that one. Elron Gold is down, up by 5.8%. And many other coins are in the red. Let's see what happens. I don't even know what today is. Wednesday. Hello, Wednesday. Isn't that a shame? All my days kind of blended together, which is kind of nice. I'm appreciative that I was able to have days blending together. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See